If you haven't noticed, meat alternatives have become a lot more readily available recently, and the data actually shows that very clearly. The availability of meat alternatives has increased 62% over the past decade in restaurants, to the point where almost half of all restaurants now offer some form of pseudo-meat alternative on their menu, and the number is even higher in grocery stores. It's hard to measure the alternative meat industry since there's such a wide definition of what a meat alternative can be. But experts claim that the industry is consistently growing at about 15% per year and is going to explode into a multi-billion-dollar industry. And some numbers project that it is actually going to be a $100 billion industry in the next 5 years, and that's a big deal. Now, this is happening at the same time as a 300% increase in people choosing to follow a plant-based diet over the last 15 years. And that number grows when you add in the meat-conscious or the flexitarian diets for people that might be aware of the challenges of eating meat, even if they still choose to consume some meat in moderation. So overall, what we're seeing is a huge trend where people around the world are seeking out alternatives to meat, or outright replacing meat in their diets completely. And this is a good thing for many reasons. And when you ask a very simple question, which is fake meat a healthy choice for you? The answer can get a little bit cloudy and a little bit complicated. Now, to some, plant-based meats have been hailed as a savior because they're gonna make your life easier to eat plants, and you'll still get to enjoy the flavors and smells and textures of meat. But when you look at the data and the studies that exist already, it gets a little bit more complicated, just to say the least. Now, the world of meat alternatives, plant-based meats and lab-grown meats is still very, very young from a research perspective. Good science can take decades to complete and analyze, and that's even more true in the context of a young, evolving industry that is changing by the day. So I'll come out and say that there's still a lot that we don't know about meat alternatives, but it may be years before we have a full picture. But I will share with you what we do know so far. Now, let's start with addressing the overall trend. The research we do have shows an undeniable correlation that moving from eating meat to eating more plant-based material is a good thing for your health. We've talked about this ad nauseum on this channel, and there's plenty of videos to back that up. Now, we're not gonna get too deep in that topic because we actually have two specific videos in particular that you can watch that'll give you a lot more detail on this. One is about eating a carnivore diet, and another one is about increasing the amount of protein that you put in your diet. Okay, it's always worth taking a look at those two videos because it'll give you some background information. But for the time being, if you haven't seen those videos, that is totally fine. Studies have shown that plant-based diets are found to reduce the risk of insulin resistance, prediabetes and type 2 diabetes, and lead to higher insulin sensitivity, which is a key marker in both type 1 and type 2 diabetes that's associated with improved health outcomes. Studies have also shown that a plant-based diet is better for weight control, drawing from a number of large-scale epidemiological studies and meta-analyses. Individuals who follow plant-based diets mark consistently higher on all indicators of cardiovascular health, notably including a marked difference in cholesterol, as well as significantly reduced blood pressure than their meat-eating counterparts. The research also shows promising benefits for brain health, including key markers of executive control and brain function. And studies have shown that plant-based diets are effective in promoting gut health, providing positive effects like an increased metabolic performance of intestinal microbiota, as well as improved presence of positive microflora and an increased microbiome diversity. Studies have shown that the phytochemicals from eating high plant-based diets can actually benefit your skin, which is compounded by the fact that these high antioxidant foods help reduce oxidative stress, which can in turn damage your skin. You'll become more disease resistant with a reduced risk of everyday colds and flus, reduced risk of cardiovascular diseases, stroke, cancer, kidney disease, liver disease, and beyond. And plant-based diets also increase overall longevity with a reduced risk of all-cause mortality, cognitive decline, and reduced physical signs of aging. All of this sounds very compelling, and personally, I don't need any more research to demonstrate that the power of a plant-based diet is real. And it's even more pronounced when you factor in the risks of eating fake meat. This video was just a snippet of a much more in-depth discussion. Click on the link on the screen to check out the full-length episode. Now, the science behind health is overly complicated, unfortunately, but getting healthy doesn't have to be. Visit masteringdiabetes.org/start. Answer some questions about yourself and schedule a free consultation to talk with somebody on our team who's going to show you exactly how we've transformed the lives of thousands of people using the Mastering Diabetes method. We have a limited number of spots available, and that's why it's imperative to find a good fit. Again, Visit masteringdiabetes.org/start to schedule a free zero commitment discovery call and start taking control of your health today.